more great drama? That's just the job. Trust a Trader, sponsoring ITV4 Daytime.
TrustATrader.com.
On the programme this afternoon, the Championship favourites Liverpool in one of the games of the season against Southampton at the Dell. Also, we've got Liverpool's closest rivals, Ipswich, and more great action from their game against Manchester City at Main Road. And it will be difficult to imagine a more entertaining programme than the one we have lined up for you this afternoon. The news locally and internationally comes later. We start, though, at Main Road, where Ipswich were looking to improve on a disappointing away record, imperative for them, really, if they're to catch Liverpool at the top. The commentator, Martin Tyler.
Ipswich these days are almost back to full strength. Terry Butcher and Paul Mariner have both come solidly through 3 league games since their long-term injuries. And Franz Tyson is only a week away from consideration to add his contribution to the chase for the championship. Paul Cooper's returning goal represents the only change from the side that beat Manchester United on Tuesday. But John Walk, scorer of both goals in that win, had to reassure himself about a damaged knee an hour before the kick-off before deciding to play. Bobby McDonald on the left is given the task of marking Eric Gates man for man as Manchester City look to contain Ipswich tactically. Kevin Bond will play as a genuine sweeper, with marking jobs also for Ray Ranson and Tommy Caton. Caton, who would have been allowed to rest a knee injury but for Nicky Reed's suspension. Trevor Francis, who had an outstanding game in the midweek win at West Bromwich Albion, will operate as he did then from deeper positions, and City will start the game without a recognised central striker. Another page about to be written in the story of this year's pursuit of the league title, with Ipswich Town wearing white shirts this afternoon, attacking the goal to the right in the first half on a pitch which has consumed 36,000 gallons of water this morning and is looking in lush condition. Back from Asa Hartford. Today's referee, Ron Bridges from Deeside. Ipswich's home form has been good recently, 3 successive home wins, but away from home they've won only 1 of their last 7. Here's Francis. John Ryan making the run, and Cooper has allowed the luxury of a fumble. Was driven in firmly by Ryan after Francis had combined with him. Cooper, back after injury, saw it bounce away and then claimed it. Now Gates. McDonald had left him and he picks out Brazil. Now can he get past Caton? Caton tackling with his stronger foot on his left side, rescued Manchester City from the danger of Alan Brazil. Brazil has drawn Bond across. Here's Mills, and that was late by Kevin Bond, and the notebook is out. Kevin Bond's name is recorded. And Ipswich have a free kick in a situation with some potential. Butcher making his run, Mariner coming in behind him. And it's a goal kick. Kevin Bond, of all people, who was furthest forward for City. Osman. Again, City retreat. Burley. Space for Mills. Murin going as a decoy. Now McCall. This is Brazil. He finds a way past Granson and McDonald. Still away from the immediate danger area. And it's finally hit by Gates. It might even have struck Brazil. Driven back by Murin. Bobby McDonald is just picking himself up on the edge of the area, playing Ipswich onside. Murin, Gates. Here's Hartford. The sort of service that Francis appreciates, but there's only Reeves in the middle, and it's struck deep towards him. There's aim for power. City are rather back where they started. Ransom. And a poor cross, easily dealt with by Butcher. Caton can turn. Hartford. Power with Butcher. Reeves. Given away by Caton. Here's Brazil, and it ran for him. And has he lost Caton? No. He threw himself to block the shot to redeem his earlier error when he gave the ball away. This is Murin. No foul by Ryan, but Ipswich have it back with McCall. Osman. City again happy to trade space. Mills finding Brazil. And still Brazil. Splendid goal. Minutes. Alan Brazil gives Ipswich the lead. City backed off to their own cost. They allowed Mills to come forward, pick out Brazil, but he shielded it initially so cleverly, worked the angle for the shot, and threaded it past Corrigan. Ryan. It breaks down for City again. Down between Ryan and Power. Gates. This is Burley. Mills, time to pick out his pass. Brazil will turn and twist if he can. Gates. This is Walk. Francis showing the urgency City need, and Kinsey, and Walk must be booked for that. That really was late, and cynically delivered by John Walk. The type of foul that will continue to happen in football while the punishment is only a caution. Kinsey. Mills didn't control, but won the goal kick off Hartford. the half-time whistle goes, it's Manchester City 0, Ipswich 1. Manchester City then get the second half underway, trailing by 1-0. Ipswich will recall that they lost 7 of their last 10 league games in a crowded fixture programme last season. Now they have more singularity of purpose. Walk and Kinsey involved again together right at the start of the second half. Manchester City have to track back quickly. Look at the space here for Mills. Brazil trying to stay onside, and Brazil and Mariner a whisker away from a second goal. City again caught without the left back, and Mills able to drill it in. And here's Reeves. Ryan, who's shown plenty of energy, going outside him, trying to drag the defenders away. Reeves settles for another corner. He wanted to play it short and saw that no one had reacted until Francis came. Here's Power. Hartford. Wouldn't reach Reeves for City, away from Mills. Certainly Ipswich have dealt with the high balls that have been played in convincing fashion. City's better route was surely to play it into feet, as they tried to do there. But Walk stops Francis. Butcher up above Bond, no foul. Brazil. Linking up again with Mills. Now Power. Francis. Thought about trying one, decided it would have been too ambitious. That's a bit of ambition or inspiration that Manchester City need now. Kinsey unable to provide it. Steve McCall denying Steve Kinsey. Andy May is the Manchester City substitute. Mills. Burley. Gates, and Corrigan in the way again. Back from Burley, and Corrigan in trouble, but the whistle has gone. A foul by Mariner. Joe Corrigan keeping City in the match. Ray Ranson goes off. 18-year-old Andy May, who a year ago made his league debut, oddly enough, against Ipswich. Bond. Now Kinsey. Possibilities here for City. Kinsey has Francis to his right. If the pass was released at the right time, and it was never released at all, and Francis is angry because a touch from Steve Kinsey to his right, and it would have been Manchester City's best opening of the match, falling to their most potent striker. Brazil. Mariner had come in just too far. And Brazil's cross was just too long, depending on your point of view. Gates. This is Burley. Burley timing his run cleverly, but towing the shot across the goal. City's predicament really caused by their precarious financial position, but they're in trouble again, and Brazil can't get past Corrigan. And the goalkeeper has always been such an asset to this club, but with Manchester City having a tentative end to the season, Joe Corrigan's quality has been even more recognisable. Reeves. Slung in by Power. Hartford! Yes! And well may Ipswich look surprised and frustrated. An equaliser from an unexpected source. Power's early cross. And Hartford's header in off the post. Minutes left, and Ipswich so badly in need of 3 points here, and moving, it seems, so serenely towards them, now have a fight on their hands. Ipswich, who've had plenty of chances in this second half to make the game safe. And McDonald fires wide. And the challengers for the First Division Championship will perhaps rue a relaxed approach in the second half, or will they? Gates brought down by Corrigan. A clear penalty. Corrigan left exposed again, and this time he got the man and not the ball. Corrigan goes through the protests. Corrigan protesting that he went for the ball, but he certainly got the man. So John Walk to restore Ipswich's lead. And he blasts it wide. John Walk, who missed against Tottenham a fortnight ago, misses again at a crucial moment. John Walk, who's taken so many penalties for Ipswich over the past few seasons, that his technique is well known. Maybe it was a change of mind, a change of sides. So Tommy Parkin will play the last 5 minutes in place of McMills. Handball by Parkin. And a gesture of dissent by George Burley, which will see his name taken. Threw the ball down in disgust. Another indication of the frustrations that Ipswich are now feeling. So much in control for so long. But the one-goal lead was never extended and was always vulnerable. May. And City only have Kevin Bond back, and Ipswich have Mariner and Brazil forward. Certainly themselves looking for the extra points, which might let Ipswich in again. Parkin one substitute to the other. Andy May's diving header. Burley finding Reeves an obdurate opponent. Reeves off on a run. Came off Osman. Burley. Brazil. Gives it straight to McDonald. Hartford. Francis charging through the middle. This is Reeves. Well, Osman clearly let it run because he felt it was his throw. I have a certain amount of sympathy with him for that. But the throw was given to City. Kinsey. Extra time added on for injuries. Cooper's concern is firstly to make the catch and then to try and get Ipswich forward again, but it's come too late. And two Scotsmen, the central figures in this second half. Asa Hartford with an equaliser for Manchester City to the first half goal from Alan Brazil. And John Walk, who missed the penalty that could be so crucial in the final analysis at the end of the season. So the players go off here at Main Road, and the final score is Manchester City 1, Ipswich Town 1.
Bobby, do you feel that you really squandered 2 points there?
Oh yes, I think Man City would be happy to pick up one. It's two we've let slip. I think we were comfortably winning 1-0. I really couldn't see their forward play bringing about a result for them. I thought we were in control of all of their front scene. And we were waltzing at the time, I thought, on a 1-0 lead. And it's never enough. I mean, we're guilty, really, of punishing and getting the second goal. Not punishing them, I should say, and not getting the second goal, when we had some very good opportunities to do so, I thought. I mean, on chances created there, we could have scored certainly 2, 3 or 4 goals there this afternoon, and didn't. And as a result, we've lost the 2 vital points. I mean, I don't blame Walk for missing the penalty. Penalties are nerve-wracking scenes, and if you score, you're heroes, and if you miss, you know, you're the villain.
John, was the penalty a moment when nerves just got the better of you?
No, not really. I think it was a moment of changing your mind, you know. I was going to put it to the goalkeeper's right, and Kevin Bond actually went up to the ball before I took it and pointed to the goalkeeper's right. And that put me off a little bit, and I changed my mind, and if you change your mind, you'll not score.
That really is fatal, isn't it, in that position?
Especially at penalty kicks. You know, I've took a lot of penalty kicks, and if you do change your mind, you usually miss, and that's what happened.
Tough luck then for Ipswich. Or does it go deeper than that? A comment from Dennis Law later in the programme, once we've seen the Liverpool action. But what of Manchester City? I spoke to their goal scorer, Asa Hartford.
They were winning 1-0, and they had, I think, 3 or 4 chances, 1 against 1. And I thought, you know, we were really up against it at that time. And I think they had a number of chances to wrap up, really. So we're a bit fortunate. But I think once we got the goal, then if we'd been able to raise it a little bit, I think we could have won.
And a very satisfying goal from your point of view.
Well, any goal for me is satisfying for myself. Yeah, Kevin Reeves knocks it back to Paul. It's a curling crossing first time, and has managed to direct it into the net.
Have you been more pleased with your form in the last couple of games?
Yeah, probably. I think the last 4 or 5 games I've been back to my, I feel, as well as ever. I think prior to that I'd played for about 2 months with a groin strain. And in doing that, I was doing the club a favour, but not doing myself any favours.
Well, did you feel then that John Bond wasn't doing you any favours when he publicly criticised your performances?
Yeah, and that's what I said to him at the time, because I felt as if the club had been run down. You know, there's been a lot of young players played, and there's possibly one or two have played really before the duty play, and so the club are stretched. And I played with a groin injury for 68 weeks, and when the manager criticised me in the paper, that was after the West Ham game, and from the West Ham game to the Liverpool game the following week, that was the first week's training that I was able to put in 2 months. So since then I've trained every day and I feel much better for it.
But coming up next on Match Time after the break, a game of rich entertainment involving Southampton and Liverpool.
And Armstrong together over the free kick. Armstrong! That was a brilliant free kick, and that was a magnificent save.
Welcome back. Time now to sit back and enjoy yesterday's outstanding game in the First Division involving the leaders and Championship favourites Liverpool away to Southampton, always so difficult to beat down there at the Dell. But Liverpool went into the match with 9 successive league wins behind them. Television South were there. The commentator, Gerald Sinstadt.
And Kevin Keegan leads out the Southampton side for the most important of today's fixtures against his former club, Liverpool, the current leaders of the table. This is the Southampton side. Ivan Golak returns after being dropped for 1 game and suspended for another. And there are places for Mark Wright and Keith Cassels, last month's signings from Oxford United. Kevin Keegan, of course, would be delighted to score against his old club, especially as his total of 27 goals this season is equalled in the First Division only by Ian Rush, the young Liverpool striker from Wales, who's made such a big impact this season. Liverpool's lineup is the same for the 4th match in succession. Scotland international Graham Souness is still recovering from a back injury, but Terry McDermott, who scored 20 goals from midfield this season, is still only the substitute. Brian Daniels from Brentwood in Essex is the referee, and Liverpool in a change strip, seasonally spring-like daffodil yellow, kick off attacking the goal to our right. The end of February, Southampton led the table, and since then Liverpool have made up 18 points on them. Lawrenson, header goes to Golak, to Shannon. Baker, Shannon again, ball available square. It's well won by Lawrenson, who gets it back from Johnston. And Whelan takes it on very cleverly past Wright, rushes unmarked, and that should have been 1-0. Southampton opened up most expertly by Lawrenson and Whelan here, and by Johnston. And when Whelan got free, Rush was waiting unmarked and should have done better than he did. Baker. Golak. Keegan down for Cassels. And Cassels, a nice cross. Armstrong! Cassels holds his head. Armstrong so close. Cassels played the cross very skillfully after it had been delivered to him by Keegan, and Armstrong, with a difficult shot to deliver, was only inches wide. Touched by Johnston for Lee. Neil has gone outside him. Nicol intercepts the pass meant for Dalglish. Flick now from Dalglish. Rush had anticipated it, and how he made it pay. That was a superb goal. When Lee played it in, the little flick up, Rush was already on the move before the flick was played, and the volley was just perfection. Golak, Cassels. Nicely on for Golak again. And that's come right through to Armstrong. Forced to turn out and find support from Holmes, and that should be the goalkeepers. Needed a punch. Dalglish. And that's a fine ball from the Scotsman, for Johnston. Dalglish back up to support him and couldn't control the pass he was given. Liverpool looking very sharp, looking very much like the team that has won 9 league matches in a row. Lawrenson. That's a nice cross for Rush, and that's a good save from Katalinic. Simple, classic football between Lawrenson and Rush, and a fine save from the Southampton goalkeeper. Lascelles. Hanson. Johnston. Johnston, a nice ball in for Dalglish. And Dalglish tries to bend one and very nearly succeeded. That icy, cool, deadly intent that Dalglish contrives to show in the penalty area, so nearly paying off again. Keegan. Ball. Baker. Keegan. Armstrong. Keegan. Shannon. You won't see a better goal than that this season. That was marvellous. How many players were involved in that build-up? Coming down the left-hand side, such security, such precision in the passing, the kind of build-up that Liverpool themselves might have envied, and when the final touch was needed, Shannon applied it. Southampton fans making their appreciation heard. Lascelles, tripped by Neil. A bit of booing from the crowd, which is quite unnecessary, because in fact this game, although it's been hard, has been played in a very sporting spirit. Keegan and Armstrong together over the free kick. Armstrong! That was a brilliant free kick, and that was a magnificent save. Armstrong measures those to perfection, and I reckon it was going in the angle, and it was just fingertips from Grobbelaar that kept it out. Ron Greenwood with the spectacles there, a familiar figure looking on from the director's box. The midfield battle has been really fascinating, a lot of skill, and the two midfields haven't cancelled each other out in the way that they sometimes do. Nice bit of skill there from young Wright too. Keegan. And there goes the half-time whistle at the end of 45 minutes of football as entertaining and skillful and open and ambitious as you could wish to see. Ian Rush putting Liverpool 1-0 ahead with a superb volley, and then virtually the whole Southampton team participating in a move which Shannon applied the last touch to make it, as they go in, Southampton 1, Liverpool 1. Southampton, with the breeze at their backs, begin the second half. Golak with the ball. Southampton seeking to complete the double over Liverpool, having won at Anfield in November when Steve Moran scored the only goal in the last 3 minutes of the game. It was incidentally a defeat that left Liverpool 10th in the table. Rush taking Johnston's header right back to Katalinic. Keegan, Baker. Baker tries to curl a shot. What a very good save that was, and another very fine shot. Baker measured the curve of that absolutely to the inch, and how well Grobbelaar grabbed it. delicate touch for Rush and a good turn. Then ball stepped in for Southampton. Dalglish wins it back. Then right. Now Lawrenson. That's wide for Neil. On to Johnston. Ball back for Rush. Now Lawrenson. And in the end, Golak could easily have brought that down for Katalinic. But Southampton have it now. Ball. All first-time touches. And eventually Shannon loses out to Kennedy. Whelan. Rush. Nice cross. It's Armstrong who met it and Golak who cleared it. Keegan turning away from Thompson. Neil in. And then Lee. And a Southampton throw. Holmes. Ball. It's a well-judged pass. Armstrong. Cool bit of play by him. Golak. Shannon calling. And Shannon that Golak aimed for. Hansen who got it away. Baker. Ball. Both sides able to find space in midfield. Holmes to Keegan. Thompson's header down for Lawrenson. Flick for Johnston. On for Whelan, who's cleared a run on goal. Katalinic out, and Whelan has scored. Well, that was a surgeon's scalpel through Southampton then. Wielded with such precision and such coolness. And once Whelan was free, he was not in the least perturbed by Katalinic's rush. And what fine finishing by a young player. So at the same point in the second half that Liverpool took the lead in the first, they go in front again. Ronnie Whelan's 12th goal of the season, and there can't have been many better. Holmes, clearance by Hansen. Holmes again. Over he goes. Penalty. Phil Neal tripped him almost unthinkingly. I suspect it was a lapse of concentration by the Liverpool fullback. And there's every chance now for Kevin Keegan to put the game level, to put himself level once again with Ian Rush as the leading scorer in the First Division. Two. 2 minutes between the goals. Southampton back on terms. Keegan full of smiles. The Southampton fans in good humour again, and all to play for, and still more than half an hour to go. Well struck penalty kick by Keegan, with Grobbelaar going the wrong way. Nicol, a good header under pressure. Dalglish to Whelan. Back. Out for Lawrenson against Golak. Kennedy. Golak. Then for the goalkeeper. Gave it to Rush. And good work by Katalinic. He retrieved that situation brilliantly. Golak sillily trying to pass back. Rush very skillfully took it round Katalinic, but the keeper had the last word. Lee. Dalglish's cross, right header, Thompson. And in goes Kennedy, and out comes Katalinic. Thompson almost set Kennedy up. Holmes to Armstrong. Keegan. Ball. Keegan again. And a foul by Lawrenson. No, just an accidental collision, says the referee. And Johnston is away. And Katalinic saves again. A moment of lost concentration by Southampton then, as they thought they were going to get a free kick. Baker controlled that well. And ball by Hansen. Ball with the free kick for Southampton. Hansen looked as though he might have been holding Keegan down, but the referee saw nothing wrong. Hansen, and now ball. Chip over the goalkeeper, and Shannon against the post. Controlled chip by Ball. A lightning lunge by Shannon, and the ball cannoning back off the post. Hansen. Rush. Nicol. Rush. Did well there. Dalglish, always at his most dangerous here. Whelan! Ronnie Whelan's second goal wins the game for Liverpool. A goal set up by Rush, who got himself out of a tight situation on the far touchline. Found Dalglish. Dalglish, a typical tight turn. A pass for Whelan, and that is now 3-2. And the whistle goes for another fine victory by Liverpool. One cannot yield in admiration for them. But Southampton played a magnificent part in a magnificent game. 3-2, the final score. A game that had everything, and a game that will live long in the memory. Southampton 2 and Liverpool 3 to give them their 10th successive league victory.
Yes, a great finish, and what a tonic for the Liverpool manager Bob Paisley, who missed the trip to Southampton because of illness. Liverpool, with a game in hand, now 4 points clear of Ipswich. The 2 points they dropped at Main Road looking even more costly. Ipswich manager Bobby Robson again.
We had to win, I think, to stay in contention with it, and therefore it now makes it very much more difficult, I think, for us to win it.
I mean, that sounds like you're almost conceding the title.
No, I said it makes it more difficult. I'm not conceding the title. You only concede it when mathematically it is impossible. No, we must keep our team morale. We've got to keep that going and believe in it. It's one less away game we have to play. So we have 3 at home now and 2 away. There's still too many points to play for before Liverpool have got that title, and we won't relinquish it until it's absolutely impossible for us to get sufficient points to edge above them.
Point taken, but it must have been a right kick in the teeth to get back in the dressing room and find that Liverpool have got a last-minute winner at Southampton. It
was last minute, was it? Well, they've taken their chance and we haven't. I mean, we could have got a last 5 minutes to win, if you like, and we should have been in a comfortable position. So you can only applaud Liverpool, and I get a bit gritty about losing the one which has got away from us today. I mean, I'm that disappointed about it.
If I were to give you £5, who would you back to win the championship now?
Oh, Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool, nobody can touch Liverpool provided they don't slip up. And I don't think Liverpool are the sort of team which will slip up under the present circumstances, because they've been in this sort of race too many times before. And I don't think they will lose control of it. But what we have to do, and I've said enough about Liverpool, is we have to make sure that if they do slip up, we step in.
Well, I like Bobby Robson's attitude, but I don't like the attitude of some of his players. Yesterday's game was crucial, one they had to win. Yet from the moment Ipswich took the lead, there was an air of complacency about the play that always made me feel City would get back into the game. I was looking for that killer instinct to cash in on their total control, but it was missing. All too often the ball was played around the City area without any player making a decisive busted goal. I expected more of players like Arnold Muren, so gifted, yet where were those penetrating passes into the box? Paul Mariner, where was the aggression near goal to make life awkward for defenders? there weren't enough Ipswich players showing the verve of Alan Brazil. He led by example with this sort of stubborn determination where it matters, in front of goal.
City again happy to trade space. Mills finding Brazil, and still Brazil, splendid goal.
Well, contrast the Ipswich approach yesterday with that of Liverpool's. Every team in the First Division is scared of going to the Dell. It's a cramped, claustrophobic ground. Yet Liverpool, with a priceless point already secured, kept going forward right to the last minute to get the winning goal. Ipswich have finished in the top 6 in 8 of the last 9 seasons, yet they've always lacked the necessary steel to win the championship. Maybe deep down they just don't feel they're good enough to take the title. Killer instinct, Liverpool have it, Ipswich don't. That's why the championship looks as if it's on its way to Anfield for the 5th time since Bob Paisley took over in 1974. And that's why Ipswich are going to miss out yet again.
Well, let's take a quick look at the league tables and see how they've changed this weekend. At the bottom of the second division, Wrexham and Bolton are still deep in trouble. Wins for Shrewsbury and Grimsby, a little ominous for the two Northwest clubs at this stage. Burnley are still 5th in the third division following their 2-0 win over Bristol City. At the bottom, Chester need to win 5 of their remaining 6 games to avoid relegation. Preston got another point yesterday and they should pull clear. At the top of the 4th, a disappointing 1-1 home draw for Wigan against Rochdale, but only Bradford of the teams in contention actually won. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's programme as much as we have. We leave you with the 2 moments that really confirm Liverpool as firm championship favourites. The agony felt by John Walk, the delight of Ronnie Whelan. Goodbye from us.
And he blasts it wide.
Rush did well there. Dalglish always at his most dangerous here. Whelan!